Thank you, Minister. The coronavirus has raised so many questions. I fully respect it is impossible for you or anyone to have all the answers. And to keep the food chain open, every effort has to be made, especially in times when farmers are going through such a serious financial crisis. I would like to thank each and every meat plant worker for keeping the meat chain open in this country by working through this crisis. On the 19th of March, in this Dáil, I raised the worries of the people of Castletownbere and foreign fishing vessels offloading their fish, where some of these fishermen could have the virus. And we see last week my worries were justified, as a Spanish registered trawler offloaded fish in Castletownbere and most of its crew had the coronavirus, some even before they left Spain, but it wasn't reported ahead in Castletownbere. Minister, this has to stop. The people of Castletownbere and its surrounds have to be happy that all protective measures are in place when foreign vessels arrive in their port, and that some measures of health testing is in place at the ports for those who have to leave their vessels. I am delighted to see the Staunton's Foods Timoleague in West Cork, one of the country's biggest pork processing plants, who have 200 employees, have reported to be coronavirus-free. Well done to the management here for doing its best to protect our staff. And I also hope that this is the case with ABP Bandon, who have 250 plus staff from Bandon and its surrounds in West Cork. Minister, an issue that has arisen regarding COVID-19 clusters in meat factories is the issue around accommodation of workers, many of whom are low paid and are sharing living accommodation. What steps are being taken to ensure that social isolation can be adhered to here? And Minister, to ease the worry of the consumer in this country, there are excellent Irish meat products sold in West Cork and throughout the country in butcher shops and the grocery shops. I have been told that if some member of staff have the coronavirus in a meat factory, they can't pass it on to the meat product. Is this the case?
Minister.
On the latter question, yes, they can't, and people should be reassured that there's no evidence whatever to support that. I'm really disappointed, Deputy, that you would raise again in this forum the issue of Spanish fishermen, particularly when the Irish fishing fleet, and in particular the whitefish fleet that you allude to that fishes in Castletownbere, in what are very difficult market situations, are currently trying to get their product into Spain. The kind of events we saw targeting those boats, landing their product, processing that product in the co-op in Castletownbere is extremely regrettable and damaging to our national interest. On the issue of social isolation, I mean, there are supports available to people who can't self-isolate effectively, and they are issues that there is support available from the HSE to explore.
I'm disappointed that you haven't accepted what happened in Castletownbere. The fact was, a Spanish registered vessel left Spain where people on board had the coronavirus and stopped in Castletownbere. And I have never said that they can't come into Castletownbere or any other port in Ireland. What I have said is that what measures have we in place to protect the people of Castletownbere and its surrounds or any other port in this country? That's what I have said continuously. On the 19th of March I said it here, and I ask again today, and I will not be subjected by any minister or anyone to telling me that I can't raise an issue like this. I'll continue to do so, and you have your rights to explain what measures we have in place, and if you can't, you obviously haven't any measures in place.
Thanks, Deputy Minister.
Deputy will be aware, but he chooses to blissfully ignore it, that there are protocols in place for any ship berthing in ports to deal with these matters.
Minister, Deputy Minister.
They're abundantly clear, and the Harbour Master in Castletownbere is fully aware and complies with them, and so are local people aware that that happens.
And were people made aware that on this vessel that came into Castletownbere, that members on that boat had the coronavirus even when they left Spain? Were the people of was the Harbour Master made aware of this, Minister? Can you answer me that question?
There are protocols in place by our Harbour Masters, and there are protocols in place for boats that are docking in our facilities. In
the 30 seconds that I have remaining, that's not an answer to the question I asked. Was the Harbour Master made aware of this situation?
Thanks, Deputy Minister.
I've answered the question.
You've answered the question.